Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. A lot of us know about the Twin Cities. You said Twin Cities, yeah. St. Paul and Minneapolis. Today, we're going to talk about the Twin Cities, not those Twin Cities. We're going to talk about the Twin Cities that were in the Bible because that's where the truth is. Now, let's go to Genesis chapter 19. And we're going to talk about the twin cities known as Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, we know that there was a lot of things going on in these two cities. We also know that there's nothing new under the sun. We know that the devil just go round and round in circle because he don't have anything new. It's always the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life. So he's always coming in one of those areas. So here in the twin cities of the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah, he was dealing, and they were known for their lust. And their lust was not the good type of lust, okay? There's nothing new under the sun. So just like homosexuality is prevalent in our world today, nothing new. It was back then. No, not back then. Yes, even back then. Even though there was a lot of robbery and other things going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, as you say, this put the cherry on top because God was tired of all their sinful ways. So we're going to pick up the story in verse number. We'll start at the first verse. But the story also contains two other well-known people, Lot and his wife, as well as Lot's daughters and their husbands. So we all know about Lot. So here we go. Genesis chapter 19 and verse 1. Now, Abraham had been praying because he knew Lot was there. And he knew God was tired of the sin. So Abraham was praying. And so the only righteous people that could be found in the city was Lot. Okay? So God was going to spare Lot and his wife and his family. And verse 1 says, And there came two angels to Sodom at eve, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Okay, so they wasn't wearing wings, they didn't have halos on them. They were in the form of men, but Lot recognized that they were angels. Verse 2, And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly. Why? Because he knew what happened after dark, as they said. He knew the going on, the shenanigans, and how I say the freaks come out at night. So he knew this. So he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house. And he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Okay. Verse number 4. Here's where the rubber meets the road, as they say. But before they lay down, the men of the city, see, they had people spies. Anybody coming to town, they didn't peep them out what they don't do to them because they was full of lust, and it was ungodly lust that had taken them far away from God. But before they lay down, the men, note that again, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young. Okay, once again, both old and young, the men of the city, and all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night? They didn't want to, go have a drink with them. It says, bring them out unto us that we may know them. Now you can look up the word know and what it means when it says somebody gonna know somebody in the Bible. Okay, it's not a handshake. It goes explicit. But these were the men. So, like I said, nothing new under the sun. Homosexuality was back then, and it's still in the world today. But God was tired, and He had sent these two angels in the form of a man to, as they say, kind of seal the coffin. That was the last straw. Okay, yeah, I know y'all in sin, but I'm gonna give you one more chance to not do the wrong thing. They only had one job, as they say, one job, and that was to what? To not do the wrong thing. But no, they didn't do what they should have done. They went pervert, which they were. See, once you something, you know it's gonna come out. As they said, well, see, you just gonna come out. And this was what they were known for. Therefore, the lust, they couldn't hide it. They weren't trying to hide their lust. They was not trying to hide their ungodly desire for unnatural affection. And therefore, God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So we hear of cities, even in our society today, that are, what shall I say, known for harboring unnatural affection and the lust thereof. If God destroyed cities back then, is He not the same God today?